lovers and people that think if I learn something new today, it will be a good day. So we are on to the Battle of Fort Ticonderoga. Today, you are Benedict Arnold. It is only 1 month since Lexington and Concord, and you're thinking this thing may heat up into a real war, and if it does, hey, we could maybe use some forts and cannons and that sort of thing for our side. So you look up and you realize Fort Ticonderoga, I've heard, isn't very well protected, and it sits at an incredibly important place at the tip along Lake Champlain. And Lake Champlain is essentially the highway from Canada down to Albany. And you think if they're going to send British troops, I bet they're going to end up sending them down Lake Champlain. So if we have this fort on Lake Champlain, we're in a better situation. And he's very prescient because that will happen at the Battle of Valcour Island, which yours truly is writing about right now. But anyway, going back, right now we're still in 1775. So he thinks, I think I'm going to go take that fort. But to remind you right now, there is no Continental Army. There is not a George Washington ordering him. He's literally just going to the Massachusetts, I think it was the Committee of Safety, and says, hey, I got this idea. And they're like, run with it, man, go. So he's on his way to Ticonderoga, but unbeknownst to him, somebody else has a totally different, the same idea, a totally different person with the same idea. So again, there is no Continental Army, there's no Washington organizing this, but on his own, another guy named Ethan Allen and his Green Mountain Boys had the same idea, only they even took it a step further because they sent a spy, and his name was Noah something, Captain Noah Phelps. So they sent this guy, and he basically goes to the fort and pretends either he was a peddler or needed a shave, and he looks around and he thinks, you know, this place is kind of crumbling down. There's not many people. He reports back and says to Ethan, yeah, I think you could take it. So now Ethan gets okay from Connecticut, and Arnold has the okay from Massachusetts. Well, then on the way, you being Arnold, realize, wait a minute, there's another guy doing this, and he's ahead of me, and he's going to get the glory, and that is not sitting well with you because you are a very ego-driven person. So you rush forward and you catch up with Ethan Allen, and you actually try to take command of the whole organization, which Ethan Allen, equally strong-willed, says no can do. So basically what will happen is you do agree to join forces, you attack. They're not expecting this. A lot of the people at the fort don't even know about the whole Lexington Concord thing going on, and you do get the fort without firing a shot. And in time, the infamous, or famous, not infamous, famous, Henry Knox, a bookseller, will figure out how are we going to get all these newly captured cannons back to Boston to help Washington with the siege of Boston. And we'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, thanks for letting me share. I'll see you soon.